Hi there from Texas, and if you can see these letters on my cap, it's written San Antonio. Now we are not far from this city in a real American ranch, and right now we start testing a new Mercedes GLE. As far as I understand, there are two types of GLE appearance. If you see such a radiator grille covered with diamonds and such a line with a giant logo, seems like it's so-called AMG body kit. You can buy it and enhance your Mercedes. What I do like in new GLE exterior is that's relief and muscular. The second look is an ordinary version, it's less attractive. Another radiator grille and bumper, the same as seal plates and splashboards. And pay attention that AMG versions have these covers the same color as whole vehicle, while in the ordinary version it's a simple black plastics. German engineers and designers are proud of new GLE aerodynamic drag coefficient 0.29. My favorite sports car, Nissan GTR, has 0.26. It's hard to imagine how many $1 million were spent on computer simulation and wind tunnel investigations. For example, the climate chamber, wind tunnel and infrastructure of testing center in Zindelfingen cost 200 million euros. The first Mercedes ML appeared in 1997. Since that time, more than 2 million vehicles were sold and more than 20 years passed. Now you might guess that there is a historical connection between the first model and the new generation, especially when you look at them by the side. At the first testing day, GLE 300D 4MATIC was waiting for a drive. Equipped with 2-liter inline 4-cylinder turbo engine, 245 horsepower, 500 newtons of torsion torque at 160 RPM. Promised acceleration 0 to 100 km/h in 7.2 seconds. Top speed 225 km/h. Fuel consumption 5.4, 7.3 depends on the driving behavior and road conditions. Seems like fuel consumption in reality is the same. On the contrary, I think that 0-100 acceleration time is not less than 8 seconds. And it's not because Germans are cheating, the reason is 22-inch wheels. To get passport data result 7.2, 18-inch wheels would be better. The same wheel dimension is recommended for a new GLE. By the way, seems like Mercedes-Benz GLE two-wheel drive version will have the same engine characteristics. But all sophisticated virtual owners of Mercedes will shout out, how can that be? This is a fail and nonsense, what's going on? Probably yes, but let's consider BMW company experience. Selling in Ukraine rear-driven X5 with X-Drive stickers showed that people were more crazy about all the status mantra stickers, they didn't care about real technical characteristics. Coming back to Mercedes, the Bible expression "Mercedes is our Lord" can be called down even by saint and virgin Tesla admirers. Do I like the interior design? Yes, I do. The producer tells me that this interior interfaces the premium fabrics, design and digital capabilities. Frankly speaking, it's hard for me to describe Mercedes GLE interior design. After testing the highest line of the flagman S-Class, what's left is just stating a fact that the same paradise can be created inside GLE, except removing these grab handles from the central console and 4 squared air vents out of a dashboard. And the main tragedy will be a lack of rear seats ventilation, and that seats can be transformed into almost a bed like inside S-Class. Here are dimension changes. The wheelbase is 80 mm longer now and is almost 3 meters long. Rear passengers have 69 mm more for their foot. In total, this space is more than 1 meter. Thus, GLE is ready for leggy passengers. Concerning the trunk capacity, as you already know, now 7-seater GLE with the optional third row of seats is available. When folded, the second row has proportions 40-20-40. And trunk capacity is 630 liters, 825 liters. When the second row is folded, 2055 liters. Thanks to pneumatics, the vehicle is able to lower the luggage space up to 50 mm and make the luggage loading process easier this way. Of course, you can order the electric hitch with a super advanced luggage towing system. Each premium vehicle always tries to do your work. For instance, now you don't need any muscle power for folding down the seats, just press a special button inside the trunk and that's it. As a result, you get absolutely level floor. Now it's time for the acquaintance with the third row of seats. Without any doubt, these seats will be comfortable for kids and tiny petite passengers. Here we have 2 cup holders and 2 Type-C connectors. About Type-C, if you are not a gadget person, this vehicle is not for you, as there is any traditional USB connectors. Only Type-C. But if you like this car that much, the only way out is to renew all the computer techniques chargeable by Type-C. Some words about seats adjustment. You can adjust everything when you're already sitting on the second row. The only problem for me is the most comfortable position. The seats are comfortably adjusted from the beginning, and when you start to experiment, the things become worse, not better. I was absolutely sure to find here this huge panel. By the way, MBUX system has just activated so-called artificial intelligence. Let's have a talk with it.
Hello, Mercedes.
How can I help you?
What is the weather in Smila, Ukraine?
The weather is 34 degrees and overcast in Smila, Ukraine.
Hey, Mercedes.
How can I help you?
Navigation to Kiev.
Route guidance to Kiev is starting.
We're in the American traffic jam, and all this time I'm explaining these Porsche-like handles, why they are inside Mercedes. Guess for stressing its off-road power. But to my mind, their proper location would be here, on the pillars. Look at the handles and Mercedes logo on the radiator grille, they are illuminated and it's great. But what's really awesome is energizing system. It's able to invigorate or relax you. Moreover, using a special clock, the system understands when to make it correctly and activates certain program. Freshness, warmth, comfort. Each program works 10 minutes alongside climate control, air freshness, seat heater and ventilation. Also music and lights are included. Then more, if it's needed, the system is ready to make some sport training with you directly inside the car. You don't need to get out. And cherry on top is this new head-up display. To the driver, it appears to float above the bonnet at a distance of around 3 meters, measuring 45 on 15 centimeters with a resolution of 720 on 240 pixels. Our next contender, the bestseller GLE in Ukraine. 450 version, petrol 6-cylinder inline 3-liter gasoline engine with EQ boost system. It's a starter generator, which also fulfilling the functions of a traction motor, and empower existing 500 newtons with 250 newtons more. As a result, we have 750 newtons of torque in total, 367 horsepower, 0-100 acceleration time 5.5 seconds. Now inside me I have two fighting persons. The first one is a sustainable user, and the second one IT specialist whose wife is Ivanka Trump. The first person inside me understands that due to the traffic jams there is no need to have a lot of HP. What's more important is massage function. Another person is willing to equip even the third row of seats with massage button. Concerning the engine, the best seems to be one more version, GLE 400D, 6-cylinder inline 3-liter turbo diesel engine, 700 newtons of torque and 5.8 seconds time of 0-100 acceleration. Announced fuel consumption is 7.5 liters of diesel and 12.6 liters of petrol. By the way, for such a car, 12.6 liters is quite good consumption if it's really like that. Of course, the gearbox is automatic, 9G-tronic, and it works perfectly. A smooth ride is a hallmark of the vehicle. Only automatic version of the gearbox, but several working ways of AWD system. It turns out that if the engine is 4-cylinder diesel, then the settings of the original 4-matic AWD system differs. Here the torsion torque is fixed 50 to 50 between axles. GLE 450 and GLE 400D versions have advanced systems, when torque speeding can be 0 to 100.
Может перераспределяться в соотношении 0-100.
Seems like all GLE at our test drive have new active body control suspension. Now Germans have united all their developments into one complicated but genial suspension. Now I'll explain you how does it work. Follow me. Look at this damper. There is any usual iron spring, instead such an air spring, Aerodynamic. The second part is a damper, a hydraulic shock absorber. It looks like an ordinary absorber of Mercedes S-Class Aerodynamic until you see this part. This is a brain, an electric motor which spins 7000 RPM or even more. It spins both sides and switches very quickly. Also, a pump is here, and that is why. Due to the road surface, this pump injects additional liquid and makes the damper more rigid, or otherwise pumps out the liquid, which makes the damper softer. But how does the system understand if it's needed to make a damper more rigid or softer? Exactly. There is a stereo camera, it makes video 15 meters ahead. After this, very powerful computer analyzes all the situation and issue commands separately to each damper if needed. Look at this chart, the front suspension. Here are traditional dampers and two pumps located in the front. Now look at the rear suspension. Here the damper is divided into damper itself and the air spring. Why does the air spring is located separately? The reason is that engineers didn't want to reduce the trunk capacity. There is no need to change the damper liquid. All this works autonomous, and Germans say that a guarantee shall depend on the years of vehicle maintenance, not on the haulage. And what's the guarantee length? Nobody knows exactly, because as more potholes your vehicle will challenge, the more damage it will get, and on the contrary, less potholes, less the system works, thus will serve you longer. The best place for glamorous SUV, in our case for GLE, are fancy and rich districts. Besides, the engineers say that GLE is a real off-road fighter. Now I switch on the off-road mode. You can adjust each wheel separately and choose the height of each damper. You don't see it right now, but I have straddled the wheels in that way that the vehicle looks like Range Rover with a broken pneumatic air pillows. Besides, we have one more towing mode. Let's press Start button. Well, I'm sure that it looks strange from the outside. The vehicle shakes rhythmically, and just imagine, you're inside the car, open a window and try to make a small talk with some lady outside. What will she answer you? Exactly, sexual harassment. But Mercedes thinks that it looks like a rodeo when a cowboy deals with a strong and dangerous Mustang. Really, if decorate the vehicle with chrome spinners and turn on loud R&B music, then a lot of drivers on your way will try to escape from such a Mustang as soon as possible. In Mercedes' press release was mentioned that this vehicle is a residence of peace and calmness. This vehicle sets up noise and vibration absence standards in its class. The new GLE is so quiet that each sound, which before was notable, now means a lot. Now all the functional noises become more evident, and the engineers still need to work on it for creating the harmonic and smooth sound. So, when sitting inside GLE at the rear seats, you notice not a harmonic and smooth sound of wheel and arches, you shall know that's not a hallucination, it's because engineers would like to work on it for the next GLE generation. If compare the sound insulation to the previous version, now it's better, due to the face reaction of those who own old version and have tried a new one. Now I switch on the curve mode, and as Mercedes have a new suspension, finally I can repeat its full name – E-Active Body Control. This means that you can adjust the damping height and force when turning. That's why when I'm turning, I feel like the vehicle drops on its pause and transforms into a motorcycle. We slope to the slide of turns, it's really cool, besides it's safe and comfortable. Now the price is left. On the official German website, the new GLE price starts from 6,500–800 euros. Of course, everybody will visit configurator Add at least 2 more options and the price easily becomes 80,000. Then you breathe out, relax and go for more, up to 120,000 euros.